Campaigning for both phases of the Gujarat Assembly elections has ended this week and the stage is all set for the polls. Our political editor Maria Shakil brings you this ground report from Vadodara. Take a look.
Kala Ghoda. This 115-year-old statue of Maharaja Sayaji Rao Gaikwad has been the identity of Vadodara for years. 2 kilometers from here is Seema Shah's Dream Machines Service Centre. In 1999, Seema became the only woman to run a Maruti service centre in Gujarat. She says only a cosmopolitan city like Vadodara could have accepted a woman in the automobile sector.
And all my friends, outstation friends who've been here, studied here, really remember Baroda. It's the vibe, it's the educational city, and it was like a place for retirement people. Now it's changed and a lot of industries are also coming up. But it's really nice and it's got a vibe that you are very close knit. It's like a family living together. Now it's huge, so difficult to believe. But I think it's a cosmopolitan crowd. You meet so many different people, you learn so many different things, and the proof that I'm running this workshop from 23 years, it's what do you call it? It's so safe for women in that sense. So, I mean, it's amazing.
On a Sunday, this place is also a meeting hub of her friends. N. Divya from Kerala accepted Baroda as her home a decade ago. And Sheetal Shah, a life coach, says that infrastructure, education and a strong leader is what will decide her vote this election.
As a citizen, I feel two things play a very important role for developing a city. First is infrastructure and second is education. So when I see the infrastructure of my city developing, bringing about a change in the road network, and I see educational institutions engaging in activities, engaging in workshops and taking up curriculums that help children stabilize and even mobilize once they are out of the school, because ultimately all these children are also going to be voters. And when a child is groomed into knowing the rights and responsibilities, it sets the stepping stone for making an adult.
That push on infrastructure that we are seeing particularly, you think that has made Gujarat what it is?
Yes,
there is a road network, there is so many things in the city. I mean, I've been traveling and there is this sense that there is emphasis on roads, metros.
Yeah, there is definitely an emphasis on connecting the city better because it is growing and the population has increased tremendously. So, just the way I think civic planning is being taken into account. I think that, projects have taken longer than, some would have liked. So it has become something that we are looking forward to, but it has taken a little time. But hopefully that is one of the things that make it easier to commute within the city.
So what are the issues that will decide your vote?
So
she has spoken about infrastructure and education.
Yes.
What about you?
I think for me, civic planning is very important because although the city is getting developed in terms of infrastructure and road planning, I think like the situation where you have certain things that are not being done at a fast pace, so they keep recurring. You don't think of planning ahead. So 5-year planning, 10-year planning, what needs to be done. I think that sometimes is not taken into account.
3 things that would decide my vote, like I have a small daughter, so education, because you see so much foray made internationally, so we would definitely welcome it as a change in Baroda. As a business person, I would like ease of business, which has tremendously improved, and I still a lot of scope for small entrepreneurs like me to be really hopeful, and lot of clarity with GST. That party would take my vote, I guess.
I think during campaigning, these promises are always one of the first things that come up. If they continue and they deliver on the promise, that is always what one would want, because they're very they are very beneficial to the people of the city and to the state. But I think if they are not delivered, and then you after a few years you're still promising, that's the problem that one occurs.
Very positive.
Geeta Sigdar's vote is also for those powering the city's fast-growing infrastructure.
I'm going to look for people who are going to be proactive in the society, keep up their promises that I've been reading and hearing so much just before the elections. And I hope they really are able to give a good infrastructure, good safety environment for everybody, and continue the cultural cosmopolitan city that it is.
The emphasis on infrastructure, I'm listening a lot from women. So what exactly is...
So the city has been looking at bridges coming up. It's been a long time. Pandemic may have been a reason, but the roads, the bridges which are coming up are taking a longer time than expected. I travel often to Ahmedabad. There I find that the infrastructure growth is much faster and better in comparison to our city. So I really hope that the projects that the government has taken up should see an end very soon.
So you have faith in the present government?
I have. There are a lot of changes that has taken place in the past. Quick changes. The city has become very clean. There are a lot of toilets and other things which has come up, which was expected. People used to talk about it, but nothing happened. But in the past few years, a lot of changes can be seen, which is positive.